Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Members, my name is James Quintero. I represent the Texas Public Policy Foundation. I'm here this morning to testify in strong support of SB 2858. This morning's legislation offers critical reforms aimed at upholding the rule of law and halting lawless acts. It seeks to achieve these goals by expanding the field preemption concept established last session and empowering the Attorney General to penalize cities and counties that do not comply with the law. What brought us to this point of needing legislation of this type is mounting concern that local governments, but particularly large urban governments, are acting as though state laws are suggestions rather than requirements. And this mindset was actually on display recently in a Austin Chronicle op-ed penned last year by a sitting San Marcos City Council member who said the following: "The Death Star law is part of an emerging trend of Republican-controlled state legislatures using preemption as a tool to consolidate power at the state level. We must respond to our community's needs no matter what far-right Republicans in Austin say." And this person continued, "Now is not the time to give in to our far-right controlled state legislature. Now is the time to be bold, to advance policies that uplift the very communities our legislature wants to silence." So after I read this particular op-ed, what I wanted to know is how widespread was this particular viewpoint. So what I set about doing is sending 20 TPIA requests to the top 10 largest cities and counties in the state. And what I was seeking is information related to their compliance with the Texas Regulatory Consistency Act. I wanted to know, what have you done to comply with 2023's landmark legislation? As you'll see in your second handout, and as I've documented on our website, all of the responses that I received back from our largest cities and counties indicate that they have taken no action to comply with the law. Now, one might argue that select cities have sued over that law and successfully won in a Travis County District Court, and that ruling holds in that jurisdiction. But outside that jurisdiction, the Death Star law is still good law, and our cities and counties are intentionally ignoring that law, and I think that is a very troubling result. Now, what all of this means is that we find ourselves in a very troubling environment where cities and counties are going about business as usual. I don't believe that lawless mindset is strictly applies to just the Death Star law. There are numerous other examples of where local governments are not observing the law, such as SB 2038, which was the ETJ removal bill. The city of College Station actually passed a resolution. I'm sorry, Chairman, I know you've got to go. All of that to say, I think that this body would do well to put some additional enforcement authority in the hands of the Attorney General so that we make sure our local governments are following the law as they ought to. Thank you for your time, sir.
Any questions? Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be brief. James, number one, first of all,
Yes, sir.
I appreciate your testimony, and I agree with everything that you've said. But have you been here for the entire morning?
Yes, sir.
Part? And you've heard some of the questions or some of the issues, concerns that I have with the bill, how much I support the bill and what it tries to do and addresses the problems that you have addressed. But do you have any of the same type of concerns as far as, in all fairness, some of the due process and some of the right to cure and remediation issues that seem to be absent from the bill relative to the AG enforcement?
Coming in, I did not, but listening to the interaction between the committee and the witnesses, I do think that a right to cure period prior to any AG action is very reasonable, and I think that's an amendment that would improve the legislation.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, Chair.